we just don't know that we can do anything together if we just try. And as long as we have our backs, whenever our foes come by, this time we will win. This time we'll have to join forces. This time we will win. This time we'll have to join forces. Castles and dragons, the battle begins tonight. Are you with me? This is our kingdom, and we won't run tonight. We are a team. Castles and dragons, the battle begins tonight. Are you with me? This is our kingdom, and we won't run tonight. We are a team. We can do anything together if we just try. And as long as we have our backs, whenever our foes come by, this time we will win. This time we'll have to join forces. This time we will win. This time we'll have to join forces.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Happy Sunday morning to you. I hope you are well. I hope you're having a fantastic weekend so far. I hope you had a very, very Merry Christmas, and I hope that you're going to have a very, very Happy New Year. Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're just going to be chatting. We're not going to be making a whole lot today. We're really just going to be talking about kind of reflecting on 2024 and then looking forward to 2025. So that's why there's a little bit of a different setup today. I'm a little bit closer to the camera. I want to be able to interact with you guys a little bit more. The machine is put away. I have a special guest. She's not happy about it. I promise I won't leave her there forever. But she's just too cute with her little antlers. I couldn't get over the antlers. They're just so cute. Anyway, so welcome back. Thanks so much for joining us. Happy Sunday morning to you. Let me get a sip of this coffee real quick. As a reminder, if you are interested, you can still get yourself one of these cool little coffee mugs. They're in a variety of different colors to choose from on the inside, or you can get just a solid white one. It's completely up to you. She looks frozen. No, she's not. She's just frozen in fear, and she's going to hop down in just a second, and I don't want her to, so I'm going to go ahead and put her down. But she just wants to say hello. Say hello. Hello. She says, Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Alright, I'll put her down before she jumps. I don't want her to hurt herself. Anyway, if you are interested in getting yourself one of these cute little coffee mugs, you can do ! merch in chat, and it'll give you a link to our Streamlabs shop page, where we've got a bunch of other things to choose from. We've got sweatshirts, t-shirts, tank tops, water bottles, drawstring bags, a bunch of stuff. And so I'm going to keep looking into that and seeing if we can add more and more stuff to that. We'll have to wait and see how things go. I was messing with this chatbot here in just a minute ago, but it looks like it's still not quite working the way I want it to, so we'll mess with that in a minute. Sorry, I'm just kind of distracted. I'm not used to being this close and up and personal to the camera. But today we're going to be talking about our goals. The goals that we set for ourselves in 2024. For those of you who are here at the start of the channel, for this year, you'll remember that we sat down and we did this before, and we're going to do it again this time. Excuse me, I have like hiccups today. First and foremost, though, let me hop into chat and say hello to everybody there. Welcome everybody officially to the channel. I think the very first person in chat, correct me if I'm wrong, was Teresa Lynch. So good morning, Teresa. Thank you so much for joining us today. Happy Sunday morning to you. I'm so glad you're here with us. Welcome back to the channel. It's so great to see you. Brat46 was also here. Hello, Brat46. Thank you. She says she's chatting on her phone because her tablet keyboard's still being difficult. I'm sorry to hear that, Brat46, but hopefully you're able to figure that out here soon. Susan, good morning. She says, good morning, Danny, and she thanks me for her Christmas card. You're very welcome, Susan. If you were a member of this channel or you have received a package from me sometime over the last year, then you may have also received a Christmas card from me. I mailed those out just before Christmas, so you probably got them just after Christmas, and for that I do apologize. Speaking of memberships, if you are a member of the channel, then you have automatically been entered into my Scrap Busters club, and you will receive your last Scrap Busters box for 2024. I guarantee when you sign up for any of my memberships that you receive at least one Scrap Busters box from me, maybe even two. It just depends on how many projects. I was actually able to send out 2 boxes last year. This year we'll see. It just depends on how projects go and how much scraps we end up with. So we will figure that out here soon. So you guys should be receiving those either on Monday or Tuesday, so keep an eye out. They're pretty decent sized boxes. They're 8x8x4. They're not completely stuffed, packed full. I did put everything into a Ziploc and kind of airtight sealed it, so then that way in the event that there is bad weather, you guys don't have to worry about that. But make sure you keep an eye out for that, so that's exciting. If you don't get your box by Friday of this week, please let me know so that we can track it. I do have tracking numbers for each of the boxes, so we can keep track of that for you. Also, if you are interested, you can click the button down below that says join. It may be in your chat window. I think it's like a little square with a $sign in it, things like that, if you're interested in becoming a member of the channel. There's 3 different levels to choose from. There is the Thumbelina, which is the least expensive. That automatically enters you into the Scrap Busters Club, where you'll receive at least 1 box a year from me. And then otherwise, it's really just a small donation to the channel. I think it's $2.99 a month, so not super expensive, but it basically covers the box of the shipping of the box, because the boxes are between $10 and $15 to ship, depending on where it's going. The second option is the Fat Quarter Club, which I have 1 person in that membership, and they did receive their Fat Quarter along with their scrap busting box. So you make sure that you, sorry, I got distracted there for a second. So if you if you are part of that membership, then make sure that you check your box. It'll be underneath your scrap busting bag. You'll have your Fat Quarters there. The Fat Quarter Club gives you 3 free Fat Quarters every quarter. So I will mail you 3 Fat Quarters from my stash. They're random Fat Quarters from my stash every quarter. So that one is a little bit more expensive because I am mailing you more boxes more often. The third one is the largest and most expensive membership, and that is our Experts Club. The Experts Club entitles you to the Scrap Buster Club, and entitles you to the Fat Quarter Club, and then it also gives you access to our membership Zoom calls at least once a quarter, where we will be doing a Zoom call live, just one-on-one with you guys. We're not recording it or anything. It's just between you, me, and whoever else is part of that club. And we will just be hanging out for a little while, a few hours. I haven't done one yet, so the first couple of them are going to be a little chaotic because I'm not really sure what I'm doing. But eventually we'll get to a point where they're a little bit better. So if you guys are interested in any one of those memberships, click the link down below and check that out. Every dollar that goes into the channel stays in the channel. It's not like I'm collecting a salary or anything like that. It goes back into funding new projects, and we have got a lot of fun new projects that we're going to be working on next year. The next year's projects are going to be a lot more long-term than they are short-term projects, like the ones that were this year. So we're not going to probably finish nearly as many. But anyway, back to chat. Again, Susan's one of our members, so good morning. Thank you, Susan. Judy, good morning. Thank you so much for being here. Happy Sunday morning to you. Hi, Kathy. Good morning. Thanks so much for being here. Ladies and gentlemen, Lucas is in the house. Hi, Lucas. Good morning. Welcome back to the channel. Thanks so much for being here. Happy Sunday morning to you. Judy, I think I said hello to you already, but good morning again, just in case. Carrie Lynn, good morning. Thanks so much for being here today. Welcome back to the channel. Nancy, good morning. She says, good morning, y'all. Good morning, Nancy. She says, yeah, she looks frozen. Yeah, she did look frozen. Yeah, good morning, Nancy. Thanks so much for being here. Joyce Hernandez, good morning. Thanks so much for being here this morning. Happy Sunday morning to you. I hope you're well. Sandra K is here also. Hi, Sandra. Good morning. Thanks so much for being here. Denise is here. Good morning. Welcome back. Naomi, good morning. Good morning to you as well. Thanks for joining us. La, 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 la. Hi, Terry. Terry's waving with her pink hands. Hi, Terry. Good morning. Thanks so much for being here. I'm so glad you're here. Welcome back to the channel. All right, I think I've gotten everybody. If I missed you, I truly, truly apologize for that. Make sure you say hello to me again in chat so that I can make sure to say hello to you. Now, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to fix this because it's staring at me and it's making me insane. So I'm going to go ahead and fix this real quick. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to click this button here. I'm going to do that. Click this button here, do that. Click this button here and do that. And then hopefully, no, it won't. I'm still learning how to fix this chatbot thing, and it is just making me insane. Like, it will not show the whole chat. So I'm going to have to dig into that some more. So I apologize for that. But at least for now, y'all can see it. It's really big right there. Not sure why it doesn't show the whole thing. It's really annoying. It is what it is. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out later. I don't want to spend too much time on it. So anyway, what was I talking about? Oh, right. I was getting a drink. All right, so let me flip my screen over so we can talk a little bit more about our 2024 goals. So give me just a second. There we go. All right, 2024 channel goals. Let me move this so that I can actually see it. There we go. All right, so these were the projects that we had set up for ourselves for this year. Now, you guys may remember this, you may not, and that's okay. What I did is, after we created this, I went ahead and I printed it up, and I've been hanging it in my quilting room. Now, you guys can't see it, it's kind of off camera, but just on the other side of the door of my cabinet, I actually have it printed right there, and I've been watching it and keeping track of what we've been doing. Now, if you guys are looking at this, then some of these projects may actually sound familiar to you, because these are the projects that we worked on this year. We did 4 full-size projects, which is always my goal for every year, is to do 4. We finished 9. We've started 4 full-size projects, but we finished 9, because in this I did not include any of our cut stuff. I didn't include any of the projects that we started the year before and finished up. So all total this year, other than this one here that still needs a binding on it, and one more that's currently at the long arm, we finished a total of 9 projects. It's just crazy. Like, that is a channel record. That is a record for me personally, and that is a channel record as well, because 9 projects, that's just crazy. But anyway, these are the 4 that we started last year. Now, obviously, the Resilient one, we have not finished that one. You guys remember that one. That's the one where the blocks are going together really, really slowly, and that's okay. I'm going to do a lot of those off camera. Excuse me. I'm going to do some of those off camera. Now that the holidays are over with, then I can kind of focus a little bit more. So I'm going to continue to do a lot more of those on camera. One of the other projects that's not on this list that we started that obviously we have not finished yet is our Floral States of America project. That one kind of put a little bit of a pause on that one just because of all the holidays and everything else. I actually have 2 of those blocks already done and recorded. I just have to finish editing them and write up my little, little blurb about each of the states and then get those on. And then we have a whole stack of them right back here. I think we still have 20 of them to go through. Like, oh, there's just so many of them to go through. So we've got a whole bunch more that we're going to be working on this year. I'm not going to include that on our goals because I'm not even sure I'm going to get it done because there's so many there. So I'm not going to include that on our goals, but that is one of the other projects that you guys are going to see again, pick up again after the first of the year. So I'm excited about that. But Resilient was one of those ones that we started it, but it turns out we weren't going to finish it. So we'll definitely finish that next year. Tiffany is the one that we finished. That one went together so quickly. If you guys remember, that one was the marble jelly roll. And that one went together so fast. It was together like within a day or 2. I mean, that one was Villa Rosa design pattern, and that one went together within a couple of days. So we were able to finish that one pretty quick. I got that one off to the long arm, brought it back, put the binding on it, and I actually gifted that one away to one of my daughter's boyfriend's parents. That one got gifted away for Christmas, so I was really grateful to see that. The Hillside Charm panel, that was our Man Cave Rules project, and you guys were with me when we put that one together. That one also went together very, very quickly. It was basically just 3 episodes, and we had the whole thing put together. That one was gifted to my stepdad. He absolutely loves it. I'm really grateful for that. It's going to keep him nice and warm in his basement, in his recliner, so we're really excited for that. Now, you may see that pattern come back a little bit. Mama Joyce is still working on hers. You might remember she started that project with us. She has a Halloween kit that she was working on along with that pattern. So we'll probably see that one show up again on the channel next year so that she can work with that one, and I'll finish up with that one. Firelight is the one that's still at the long arm right now. That one turned out to be better than I expected. I picked the fabrics based on stuff that I had in my stash. I didn't buy anything new. And I was actually pleasantly surprised with the way that one ended up turning out. It's kind of bright colors, but they're also kind of subdued with the light gray that we picked as the background. And that one just turned out so wonderful. I really, really enjoyed that one. Another of the Villa Rosa designs, one that went together very, very quickly. I think it was 3 episodes and that one was done too. So the good news is we've gone through quite a few projects this year that were very quick and very easy to go. But on top of that, we did a bunch of other things. I didn't write them all down, but I think we did 4 or 5 different table runners this year. I remember the tulips one. We did a 4-leaf clover, mug rug. So we've done a lot of other little projects here and there and in between. So it's been a busy year on the channel. If you guys are interested, go back and look at some of our previous live streams and videos. There have just been so many projects. We finished our mix and match, which you can see down here. I threw that one down here. This is a mix and match. We started that one last year and we went ahead and finished it up this year. This one over here is our Home Sweet Home. Again, we started that one last year and finished it up this year. I still have to put the binding on it. But otherwise that one is done. So those are all projects that we finished up. Lots of fun. And then of course we finished 2 cotton cuts, PMQs. It's the same color, the same one. I did 2 Tree of Lives. And then we've started the Wild West, which we're halfway through already, which is crazy. We are skipping Flyaway, at least here on the channel. I'm going to be skipping Flyaway, and then I might pick up the next one after that. But I've got a little bit of a surprise for you. I actually signed up for something else a little bit different, and we'll talk about that in a minute when we get to our 2025 goals. But I got something a little bit different that we're going to be doing this year, so we'll see how it works. The next goal was to use our stash and no new fabrics. Now, I put a little caveat on this when I created it for myself. I said no new fabrics with regards to focus fabrics. We could buy background fabrics, we could buy backing fabrics, but I wanted to try and use what was in my stash. And I did. We did use most of what was in my stash. Now, Man Cave Rules, that one was completely out of my stash. I had to buy that one entirely. I had intended to do something with a different panel that I had, and it turned out that panel just was not going to work, so I basically had to start over again. So that one, we kicked that one out. That one didn't come out of our stash. But the other ones did, but for the most part, come out of our stash. We did have to buy a little bit of background. We'd buy some background fabric for the Firelight one. You can see there we needed background for it. And then all of those we had to buy backing fabric for. But otherwise, we used what was in our stash. Sorry, I'm ignoring chat here for just a second. I just wanted to pop in and make sure that I didn't miss anybody. It does not appear that I've missed anyone so far. Nope. Okay, just want to make sure. And so we were using my stash for the most part, and that's going to be another goal for this year too, is I want to try and use what's in my stash. I want to try not to buy too much extra fabric, because fabric's expensive, and I really need to get through some of my stash. So that'll be one of the things that we're going to try and do this year. And then one of the other things that we wanted to do is we wanted to finish at least 4 whips this year. Whips, UFOs, whatever you want to call them. And we did a pretty good job. We finished the 4th of July table runner. The tops were all done on all of these. We just needed to sandwich them up and get them quilted. So we finished the, a piece of hair, sorry. We finished the 4th of July one, which is Sisters. I think it was something about sisters. We finished that one. We finished the Halloween one. We finished We were working on a Christmas one, or not the Charms, Prisms and Charms that we just were finishing up, that one. And then there was a fourth one, and for the life of me, I can't remember what it is at the moment. But I know that there was a fourth one. And so we were able to actually finish 4 projects that were in our stash this year, which is really, really exciting. And then the last one there was an FMQ, and I kind of put that one underneath the Whips and UFOs. And I'm going to consider that one done. Oh, that's what it was. It was the T-shirt table runners was the last one that we finished up. And I'm going to use the FMQ as that T-shirt table runners, because we did do some free motion quilting on our T-shirt table runners. Not really what I was thinking we were going to do. But I'm going to use it as a win anyway, and I'm going to give myself the win and say that we completed all of our goals. That's what I'm going to say. I'm going to say that we did it, and I'm not going to look too much into the details, and I'm going to give ourselves the win. So we set a lot of really lofty goals for ourselves for last year, and so pat on the back for you guys and for me that we were actually able to achieve all of those goals for 2024, which is just so exciting. Judy says, I'm going to try working out of my stash unless I need backing or background. Yep, that's exactly what I tried to do as well, Judy. I really did. I tried to do that as much as I could. There was, like I said, with the man cave rules, the intention was there, but then by the time I actually went down to sit down to do the project, unfortunately, it turned out that I just couldn't do what I wanted to do. And the funny part is, the fabric that we ended up using for Firelight turned out to be fabric that I was actually going to be using for the Hillside Charm panel. So I ended up kind of switching things around kind of at the last minute. Hi, Lorraine. Good morning. Yes, Terry, it was a successful year, which, I mean, any year that you finish at least one project in my mind is considered a successful year. But I'm the kind of person where I like to set goals for myself. Some people don't, and that's okay, and I understand that. I am the kind of person where I like to set goals for myself, so then that way I can stay focused. Especially with a channel like this, you can kind of go off on the rails pretty quickly with a variety of different things. So that's why I kind of like to set goals for myself and for the channel, so that we can kind of keep focused and grounded. And so if there's ever a time where we're just not really sure what to work on next, or, you know, we've kind of finished a project and we're just not really sure where to start next, that's when those goals really come in handy, because you've kind of planned it out for yourself already. So if you're the kind of person where you get to that point where you've got a bunch of stuff in your stash and you're just, you know, you're struggling to figure out what your next project is, maybe try setting a list of goals for yourself, or just create a list of all the projects that you have. And then when you get to the point where you finish one, check the list and pick one that's moved on next. Because I'll tell you, there are times where I sit in this room and I'm just overwhelmed by the amount of things that I could be doing. And so that's where this goals list has really, really helped me stay focused and not be quite so overwhelmed or so stressed about what project I'm going to be working on next. So that's why we're going to do it again this year, because it worked out so well last year. For me anyway. I don't know about you guys, but it worked out really well for me, and so that's why we're going to be trying it again this year. Sandra says she's working from her stash. Also did that for 2024. So far, 17 quilts done. Oh my god, you've totally blown me out of the water. My goodness. 17 quilts done and about 15 tops in for quilting. Oh my gosh, Sandra, you have so much more time than I do. I wish I could finish that many. My goodness, you're just cranking them out. Wow. Terry says, yep, have to set achievable goals. Absolutely. Hi, Melissa. Good morning. Welcome back. So great to see you. Yes, I think we're all trying to do that. I mean, especially with, you know, the prices of fabric nowadays, the cost of living nowadays. I think all of us are kind of being a little bit more, I mean, I think we've all been budget conscious a little bit, but I think we're being even more budget conscious, especially in recent years, just because the cost of groceries alone is just staggering. Like, everything is just so staggering. And it's funny because Mama Joyce and Sherlock Cheryl, you know, they knew I was making these. They saw me churn them all out, but they had no idea the real cost of you know, not just the time and energy, but the actual monetary cost to make these projects. And so now they're very well conscious of what it is, because now they've done one, and now they're trying to find any and every way for me to help me save money. So thanks and kudos to them, and I really appreciate their help with that. But we'll get through it. But yeah, Teresa Lynch says she had 15 completed projects. My gosh, I feel, you know, I was all excited about my 8, guys. I feel like I'm behind a little bit, but I am a weekend warrior, so I will only work on my projects about, a quarter of the amount of time that you guys are able to do them sometimes. So I'm going to consider my 8 projects a huge win for me. Terry says, oh wait, I did make another elephant. Terry says she didn't count what she did this year, but she said it's at least 10. Wow. Oh, you have a full-time job. You're rocking it. I am trying. I've always said on this channel, and I will always, always say it here, this is about having fun. It's about having fun. It's about getting some relaxation. It's about letting some of the daily stresses go. And so that's why I don't have a whole lot of time to do things during the week, because I get home pretty late. Like, I get to my house usually between 6 and 6:30 every evening. And then I still have to make dinner for Mr. Wizard and I. And then by the time I'm done making dinner and cleaning up and everything else, it's almost 8 o'clock. Like, there is not... And then by 8 o'clock, I am like, I am done. Like, I want to sit on the couch and veg and watch a little TV and then go to bed. Like, I don't really have a whole lot of time or energy to do a lot of quilting during the week, which is unfortunate because I really wish that I did have more time, because I feel like this has really kept me calm this year. I feel like this has given me a tremendous outlet. I don't know why my alarm's going off right now. That's weird. But it's given me a tremendous outlet. It's given me a great place for stress relief and just to kind of let the daily stresses go. This new room has been amazing for me. At the beginning of the year, I wasn't in this new room. So even this room is a huge accomplishment. And you guys are going to see a lot of little changes here coming up here really soon. I've got a bunch of stuff kind of tucked away in a corner that we're going to be doing here soon. But so even the setup of this room has been amazing for me. I can't tell you how many times I've had a really stressful day or a really stressful week, and I just come in here and I just sit. Like, I don't even do anything in here. I just sit, and it's so peaceful. It's so tranquil. It's my space. It's wonderful. So I know not everyone has the ability to have a space like I do, and trust me, I know how lucky I am, and I know how grateful I am. I started on my kitchen table. I'd have to set everything up and tear everything back down. So that's where I started. So you have to start somewhere. Well, you don't have to start somewhere, but we all start somewhere. But I started on my kitchen table, and then eventually I got to a point where that became too much to set up and tear down, and that's when I purchased this cabinet. And this cabinet folds up, and it looks just like a dining room cabinet, an armoire. That's when I purchased the cabinet. I bought it on Facebook Marketplace for $50. $50 for this thing, and it's worth over $800. I didn't know that at the time, but that's what I did, is I found a cabinet that fit my space. Quilting in the Country, Lori, good morning. Welcome back to the channel. Thanks so much for being here. Yes, Teresa, you are exactly right. The new room makes up for the other projects I didn't get to. That is absolutely correct. We had to go on a hiatus from the channel for like 4 or 5 weeks because of construction. So, I lost probably a good project right there. But yeah. Dawn, good morning. She says your new room is a milestone itself. Yes, it is. Thank you. I like the blank green wall behind you. Well, there will definitely stay parts of it empty, but I do have a couple of things I want to hang on the wall. Nothing huge, but we've got some moving things around, so I'm gonna try and figure some things out. So we'll tell you guys all about that, and we're gonna make all that happen here today. Not today, but this year. Terry says, I love the cabinet. You know what, Terry? I love it too. Like, I am so grateful every day for this cabinet. 100%. Yeah. 100%. Sorry, I'm just catching back up on chat. I feel like I missed some things on chat. I'm over here chatting away and not even paying attention. So thanks so much for that. All right, so those are our 2024 goals for this year, and we've managed to achieve all of them. I should put little check boxes next to them, but I didn't, and that's okay. But we managed to achieve all of our 2024 goals. So yay, everybody. Yay, we're so excited. So let's start thinking about 2025. Now, I already have a couple of things already in the works, and I'm going to tell you more about those. But first, let me flip over here to a brand new blank page for 2025. So let's talk about these for just a minute here. Sorry, chat's blowing up. Terry says just put the cabinet in an envelope. Terry, check Facebook Marketplace. I'm not kidding. Like, I have seen, since I purchased this one, I have seen 3 or 4 more of them show up in varying degrees of quality. But I have seen 3 or 4 of them show up on Facebook Marketplace. So it's, you know, they're out there still, which is really cool. I was this close to buying a second one because I found it on Facebook Marketplace and it was in almost the same condition. Like, this one is just in mint condition. Like, I can't believe. It was almost in the same condition. It was a little bit more expensive than what I paid for this one. But I was this close to buying myself a second one. But I'm like, where am I going to put a second one, right? So, you know, I've talked to you guys. Busy chat, lol. Yes, Melissa, it is a busy chat today. Yes, I'm trying to keep up. So sorry about that. But that's okay. Keep chatting away, guys. So, I mean, that's what we're doing today. We're just chatting. So yeah, no. If you're not someone who normally participates in chat, you're usually working on a project, come on in. Come on into chat. That's what we're doing today. I've talked to you guys about, like, different furniture and maybe purchasing some new desks or things like that. And that's still in the back of my mind. I'm still looking at ideas for that. You know, I kind of put that on the back burner a little bit once I moved into this room and I kind of got things kind of laid out the way I wanted them for a little while. It's still an option for me. Like, I might still end up getting some new furniture or some new equipment or who knows. We'll just kind of have to see, you know, we'll kind of have to see how the year plans out. I mean, it's not necessarily one of our goals for next year to get any new furniture, but it might still happen. We just don't know. Susan says, the things I've seen on Marketplace are too far away. The only things that I found are sewing machines that were close enough to me, and yes, bought them. Absolutely. Kathy reminded everybody to give us a thumbs up. Yes, thank you, Kathy, for that. If you guys would just take a quick second and do that for me, just hit that little thumbs up button. That really helps out the channel. Speaking of the channel, you guys know we have this goal, and I don't even know if it's on the camera anymore. I think it's up here. We have this goal up here. We set it for 750 for the end of the year. We didn't quite make it, but that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. We will reset it for next year. Next year, I'd really love to hit 1,000. This year we hit 500. We hit that milestone of 500 this year, which was super exciting. It opened up a whole bunch of new options here on the channel for you guys. So I'm hoping that by next year we'll be able to hit 1,000. We'll have to see how that goes. But let's set that as one of our goals for this year. I'm gonna move this out of the way so I don't tip. And I got my little keyboard right here. So let's actually hit the 1,000 sub goal. Is that too small? Let me check to make sure that I have like too many things going on. Oh wow, that's really tiny. Here, let me make that a little bit bigger so you guys can actually read it. That's a little small. There we go. That's probably better. Alright, so one of our goals this year is to hit the 1,000 sub goal, and that's not because I'm trying to make money. That's so that I can open up additional options for you guys on the channel. And we can just keep growing and keep reaching out and keep making new friends. So that is the goal, of course. All right, so that is one of our goals for next year for sure. One of the other projects that we're going to be making 4 new projects. A couple of them I have already in the works. Or at least I've started buying pieces for them, and I think I've even teased you guys with them a little bit. But there's a couple of spots that I kind of have open, and I'm looking for ideas on. So if you guys have any ideas of projects that you would like to see on here on the channel, now is a great time to tell me about them, or you can email them to me. I know that you guys have been sharing block patterns and stuff with me all year, and I save every single one of those, and I go back through them, and I kind of figure out what I'm going to do and things like that. So, but one of the ones we're going to be working on is puppies. It's a pattern by, I can't remember her name now. Hang on. I will tell you in just a minute. It's down here. I've been buying fabric cord. I've been teasing you guys with it. Hang on. It's over here. Hang on. Let me go look. Give me a second. My brain is fried. It is... Oh, Elizabeth Hartman. That's what it is. It's Elizabeth Hart. It's called Puppies by Elizabeth Hartman. You sparkle today. I do. I'm dressed up for New Year's. I was going to wear her. Hold on, I'll show you. There we go. I was going to wear my little headband thing, but it kept falling off. And it's like the camera is like, you guys can't really see it. The camera's a little tall. So I was going to wear this too. But that was a bit much. But yes, I am sparkly today because I dressed up for New Year's. Melissa says, I think I might have that pattern. Well, Melissa, that's going to be one of the projects we're going to be starting here probably in January. So go get your fabric. And you can sew it along with us. The Elizabeth Hartman patterns are a little bit expensive. They're a little pricey. I think I paid $17 for this one, which is like the most I've ever spent on a pattern before. And I've been buying the fabric here and there. The only thing I need left is I need some background fabric for it. I think I'll probably have that by the next weekend. So yeah, so that's going to be one of the ones we're going to be working on this year. Susan says, my goals for 2025 are getting through my UFO list as well as the 2 Judy Newmar FPP quilts. I have the patterns and are kitted up. That's awesome, Susan. I can't wait to see it. Go for it, Lucas. What did I miss? Oh, gamble all. Wow, Terry beat Lucas on first place. Oh, wow, she did. Yeah, he's got some catching up to do. That's funny. All right, so Puppies by Elizabeth Hartman. That is going to be one of our projects. The next project that we're going to be working on is, of course, I didn't grab it because I was standing up. Let me go grab it. Hang on. I'm horribly unprepared. It is called, and I teased you guys with this one as well. Give me a second. It is called Swirling Leaves by Melissa Corey. Somebody remember that. Swirling Leaves. Swirling Leaves by Melissa Corey. That is going to be the second project. I teased you guys with that a few weeks back. I bought the kit for it at one of my local quilt stores. I couldn't pass it up. The fabric, have you ever had one of those opportunities where the fabric just speaks to you? Like my mom didn't believe me when I told her this. And we were in one of the quilt stores and she walked up to it and she just like touched it. She's like, it's speaking to me. And I'm like, exactly. I'm like, I know how that goes. If you've ever had that happen to you before, I think that's just our creative brains kind of connecting with a pattern or a color fabric or colorway or things like that. But this kit, I walked by it 3-4 times. Even Mr. Wizard's like, you're supposed to be looking for something else. And I ended up buying it anyway because it just kept speaking to me. So I went ahead and swapped that one out. And so that one is going to be on our channel. We're going to be working on that one today. Not today. This year. Sorry. In 2025. Hi, Fern. Good morning. Susan says, happens to me all the time. Terry says, the only kits I've done are Cotton Cuts PMQs. And those are so much fun. Cotton Cuts PMQs are a lot of fun. I love Cotton Cuts. They're an amazing company. I love working with them. Love working with their projects. I'd love to be able to partner up with them someday. Maybe become an ambassador for them. It's a goal of mine. It's not a goal, obviously, for the channel. It's a personal goal of mine. Just because I love the company so much. Like I did mention earlier today. Wow. I did mention earlier that we are opting out of the flyaway just because I have a lot going on right now. But instead of going through a Cotton Cuts PMQ, I wanted to try and do something. It's a good personal goal. Yes, it is. Gotta pet the fabric. Yes, I know. I understand. I completely understand you on that. You gotta pet the fabric. It needs love. What was I talking about? Like, I get distracted all the time with things here, guys. Oh, so Cotton Cuts, right. So Cotton Cuts, I love them. They're not going to be leaving the channel at all. We will keep doing projects for them for sure, 100%. I mean, obviously, we still have our States project to do. That one it's going to be coming back here in full swing here very soon. We're still working on our Wild West PMQ. We're going to continue to do that. We are opting out of Flyaway. We may opt into the next one after Flyaway. I'm not sure. We'll have to wait see how things go. But as a content creator, as a friend of you guys, I feel I think it's important that we try to compare other companies that are offering similar products. And so what I have done, and I might regret it, we'll have to wait and see. But I have actually signed up for another Block of the Month program from another company. You guys may have heard of it. Some of you may have gotten product from them before. I'm not sure, but it was another one of those where the project spoke to me and I was like, I really want to try it. So we're going to give it a go. I can tell you already that it is going to be more expensive and more work than Cotton Cuts 100% already. So I can tell you that right off the bat. But we are going to be looking at a kit from Annie's Kit Club. It's an online retailer. And it is called, bear with me, it is called Norfolk Wild Berry. And here's what it looks like. I don't know, but that's what it looks like. It's pinks and beiges, and it just spoke to me. Like, I had to have it. I don't know why, and I'm sure it's going to cost me a small fortune. Right now, it's saying it's $25 a month plus freight, which is another $8, which I think is ridiculous. So it's going to be like it's going to be almost $35 a month, which you guys know Cotton Cuts is only like 22 to 25, I want to say, for the small. So it's going to be more expensive already. But I want to compare it, and we have to do all the cutting ourselves, which always gives me a little anxiety. But they are including all of the fabric as well as the binding fabric. We have to purchase our own backing fabric, and we'll get to that later. But this is going to be one of the new Block of the Month projects that we're going to be doing here on the channel. They did not tell me how many months it is. I'm guessing it's probably 10 or 12, but I looked everywhere and it didn't say. So we are going to be working on Annie's Norfolk Wild Meadow Block of the Month. Swirling Leaves is pretty. Yes, Dawn, I loved that pattern. Small is about $20.85 a month. Yeah, I was going to say, I think it was like $20.21. And the piece is already cut up for you. So this new quick kit that we're going to be doing, I'm going to be doing all the cutting myself. But I wanted to kind of compare kits a little bit. Like, I wanted to kind of venture out. I wanted to be a little adventurous, a little brave, and adventure out and get a new one. So we're going to try it out. We can cancel it anytime if it turns out we really just don't like it. I think we still get the pattern, maybe? I'm not sure. But I did get the pattern for Block 1 already, so you guys can kind of see what that's going to look like. I can show you what Block 1 looks like. That's what Block 1 looks like. So that's what we're going to be putting together. Hopefully it's easy. We'll have to wait and see. And then all of the fabric is by Moda. It's called Wild Meadow by Moda. That's all the fabric colors there. So I really loved the fabrics. I really loved the pattern. So I want to give it a go. I want to give it a try. We'll see if it works. We'll see if it, how it goes. And we'll go from there. But so that's one of the things that we're going to be working on this year. And now for the fourth project for this year, I haven't found it yet. If I'm being honest with you, I haven't found it yet. That one calls to me. Right, Dawn? Right? But it is going to be really expensive. Like, I can tell you guys that right now. Like, just the first kit alone, the first block alone. They said $24.95 a month. But then there's also a freight charge as well. So it's like $33.35. So already it's going to be more expensive. And it didn't say... Does it say final dimensions? It might have said it online and I just didn't catch it. Oh, here we go. 76 by 76. So it's going to be one of the larger ones. So it's going to be a large size. The block, this particular block for block 1 is a 24 by 24 inch block. So it's a pretty big block. And we need to make 2 of them with this first block. We're going to need to make 2. So it's going to be something different. It's something that we can try out here on the channel. If you guys have seen the Annie's Kit Club things, we're going to try it out. And if it turns out to be something that you guys are like following, then maybe you want to join your own, you know. And so there's another one. Now there's another one from Stitching Heaven, Stitching Haven in Texas, that I've been thinking about joining too, but they're a crapshoot. Like, some of theirs are just absolutely gorgeous, but they're just disgustingly expensive. Hi Sean, good morning. Welcome back to the channel. Happy Sunday morning to you, and happy early New Year to you as well. I hope you're going to have a fantastic New Year. Happy Merry Christmas. Yes, too rich for my blood. Yeah, 100% Dawn. The Stitching Haven ones, some of them are really expensive. Like, I don't know if it's really accurate or not, but like, I've seen them as high as like $140 a month. Like, that just seems ridiculous to me. So we'll see how this one goes. It's going to be, like I said, it's much more expensive than Cotton Cuts is. It's a pretty decent size quilt at 76 by 76, because I think the Cotton Cuts small was, correct me if I'm wrong, but I want to say it was like 54 by 54. Yeah, Terry, the legit kits, those are really expensive too. I'd love to do one of those, and maybe someday I will, but right now it's just a little bit out of my price range. Susan says I should be packing. Time is getting really tight. What's your date of move-in, Susan? When's your official move-in date? So anyway, so back to the 4 projects. The 4th project, I'm going to put unknown, because I just don't know yet. Like, I have a bunch of things. I have not gone through, I haven't really had the time to go through my pattern stash and my fabric stash yet. So I'm going to put unknown for now, but we're definitely going to update that here in the next couple of weeks. I promise I will commit to Thursday. Ooh, yeah, that's a little close. Thursday. Dawn says the small PMQ is 48 by 60. Okay. So if this one is 76 by 76, that's much larger. So yeah, so that could be the difference in price too. But we also have to do all the cutting ourselves. So, you know, a square bed, right? When you have a stash, I wouldn't mind seeing the pattern. Yeah, with the stash. Yeah, 100%. Yeah. 72 by 72, so close. Okay. Yeah, okay. So the large is 72 by 72 for PMQ, but they already cut everything for you. They cut everything for you. So, you know, we have to include that in our calculations, but I still think that the Cotton Cuts one is for sure going to be less expensive. And it sounds like it's easier as well, because again, everything's already pre-cut for you. But I wanted to try something different. I wanted to give myself a little bit of a challenge, so that's why we're going to try it. Like I said, we can always cancel at any time if we decide it's just really not for us. So hopefully it is, but we'll have to wait and see. More rectangle size. Love a small quilt, a soft quilt to snuggle and watch TV. Oh, 100% Fern, 100%. Yeah, so 4 projects is what we're going to be setting up for the new year. And then, of course, there's our whips and UFOs. I think I have... I want to say I still have 4 whips. So I'm going to go inside and say finish 4 whips. Is it still showing up on the screen? I haven't even looked. Let me just make sure. Yep, still on the screen. Okay, good. Just making sure. So I want to finish 4 whips from our stash. Now, if you guys are looking behind me, this bin right here is full of all my whips. Now, I store all my whips in Ziploc bags. You guys have seen me pull them up before. It's just a big Ziploc. Usually it has a quilt top in it. Sometimes it's just pieces. Like you guys saw last weekend when we were working on that poinsettia quilt, which I still haven't changed the thumbnail for that yet. It was all in a Ziploc, and it was just pieces that were in the Ziploc. So things like that. Those are the kinds of whips and UFOs that I would like to finish. So those are the 4 whips that we're going to be including in our goals. Now, I like to set a handful of goals, because the idea here is that, you know, I'm in the corporate world. In the corporate world, they say set 5 goals with at least 3 that are achievable to give yourself a win. Terry says thumbs up for Danny. Thank you very much, Terry, for reminding everybody about that. I appreciate it. I'm going to take a sip of drink here. I'm just over here chatting away. So what are some of the other goals that we want to set for the channel for next year? Well, one of them is obviously I want to get set up with a puppy cam because you guys love seeing my little puppies. I have no idea where they've disappeared to. They're pretty quiet. You saw Wrigley first thing this morning. So we want to set up a puppy cam. And that is definitely an achievable goal because I already have all the equipment. In fact, for Christmas this year, I was gifted another webcam, which I'm really excited about. I just have to figure out how to set it up. Another webcam and then an overhead mount for it because we're going to update. So my Zoom cam is right here, like just off camera. And we're going to update our Zoom cam to something a little bit more permanent and a little bit something that's going to be a little bit easier to see. I'm actually going to hang it like right about here, just off the camera so you guys can't see it. And hang it so that you can see down here. And then this camera, which we have a horrible time with coloring, is actually going to get moved to a puppy cam. I'm going to mount it. My desk ends like right here. And so I'm going to mount it to the end of the desk so that it shines down on the ground so you can see when my puppies come in. So puppy cam for sure is definitely an update for this year. One of the other updates that I want to do this year, and I know it's not really something that's needed, but it's something that I would like to do, is I want to create, I have already purchased some pieces of it, but I want to focus on it as I want to get a website up and running. Now for you guys, this probably isn't that important, and I know that, but I want a place where everybody can go to get some more information about the channel, whether that be signing up for one of the mailing lists that I am going to be having, whether it be checking on the status of our projects or getting a list of information, whether it be a list of my equipment that I'm using. I want a place to be able to store that information other than our community page or the info page, the About Us page on YouTube, or even buried in a Facebook post. I want kind of a central hub or a central location for that stuff. Now, I know a lot of content creators do have their own websites. My website's going to be a little bit different in that I'm also going to be incorporating my cooking channel into this as well. For those of you who may remember that I started my own cooking channel earlier this year. I'm not doing a lot of promoing for it. I'm not really focusing on it. It's more intended for friends and family than it is for public consumption, but I did open it up to the public. So if anybody wants to look at it, they can. It doesn't have a whole lot of views. It doesn't have a whole lot of subscribers, and that's okay. I don't pay a whole lot of attention to it, but I would like a website where I can post a little bit more information about the recipes and things like that. So one of my goals, maybe it's a personal goal, but I'm going to make it a channel goal, is to put up a website for this year. So that's going to be a goal. For instance, I have so many whips, I've lost count. Oh, thank you, Denise. Annie says it's 9 kits. Okay. Well, there you go. Joyce says, paid the rent. Thank you very much for that, Joyce. Yes, a puppy cam. Yes, 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 yes. Thank you very much for looking into that for me, Denise. I did not see where it said how many it was, so 9 is perfect. 9 will be perfect. That means we'll still finish it this year. I wasn't 100% sure how that worked. So $25 for 9 doesn't seem all that, or like 30, it's like, it's going to be like 32, I think, and by the time it's all said and done. But that doesn't seem all that expensive for... And once we get the first box, then we'll have a little bit better of an idea. But it'll give you guys an idea of if you guys are looking for some type of subscription, a block of the month program, something like that. And if this works out well, maybe we'll grab another one from random from another website or something. I'm trying to stay away from the Fat Quarter Club, Missouri Star Quilt Company, you know, the big brand names, the So Yeah boxes. Trying to stay, the Ginger Club. Trying to stay away from those because I mean those are. There's nothing wrong with those. They're amazing. They're brilliant. They're well worth the investment. I'm just trying to stay away from them and get to something that's hopefully a little bit more budget friendly, something that's a little bit more outside the box, something that's not your common ones. Joyce says she lives on a very tight budget. She can't do a subscription. No, Joyce, I completely understand that, and that's why this isn't going to be for everybody. I am in a position enough that I can afford to do one subscription, usually 1 or 2 a year, depending on the price of them. I don't want to do like a Fat Quarter subscription or something like, or they're just going to give me blank fabric. I don't want to do that. I want to do a project box of some kind. I've looked into the Mrs. Quilty boxes. Those look like they're kind of intriguing. I've thought about maybe joining a couple of those to see how those go. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Let's start with this Annie's and see where it goes from there. But if you guys have other subscription boxes that you're a part of that are not the popular ones that everybody's a part of, let me know. Send me an email. Tell me more about it, so I can look into it. Because if this one is only 9 boxes, then we're gonna have extra months in the year. But by then, the next Cotton Cuts one should be up. So by then, we'll probably go back to Cotton Cuts. We'll see. Fern says, I have so many, I've lost count, LOL. Fern, yeah, I completely understand. Judy says, so do I, but I figure if I do 3, then I'm happy. So see, you're going to do 3. I'm going to hopefully work on 4. The whips, I don't know about you guys, but whips give me so much anxiety. Like, I don't like the fact that I have so many unfinished projects. It makes me insane. So that's why I'm trying to get rid of them, because I'm like, they're just making me crazy. They're taking up space. They need to go. So that they need to be done. So we're gonna be working on those. I have 2 quilts that I'm hand quilting. She says I took a break to do holiday going on. Yeah, no, I understand, and that's why all of our projects kind of took a little bit of a pause in the month of December, so that we can do it. Fern says I quit Miss Quilty, high price. The last one was about babies. I should have sent it back. Oh my, yeah, no, I'm glad that. Thanks. I think I remember you saying that. Yeah. Just crazy. So, I mean, I'm looking for other subscription boxes. There's a ton of them out there. We'll find more out there. I know that, and I don't know if she still does it, but I know Stephanie from Stephanie Stitches or Quilting with Friends and Stephanie. I don't remember the name of her channel anymore. But she used to do her own. It wasn't a subscription box, but she would do a project box, and she'd do them once a season, twice a year, once a season. She was selling them on her Etsy shop. I have not been on her Etsy shop in a very long time, because I got to a point where oh, that's right, I still have one more project. So let's grab that one then. Because I do have a project box. Where did I put it? Here, this one here. We'll add this one as our 4th project. Ha ha ha. See, I knew it would come to me. This one, you can see here, Stephanie Stitches Spring Project Box. See? This was from, gosh, a few years ago. Like, way too many years ago. I don't know. But she did a fantastic job of packaging them. This one is called Squared Up. So let's go ahead and add that one to our project. We're going to finish this one up. I've had this one for probably 3 years now. And we need to get rid of it. So let's add that one to our list of goals. So instead of unknown, we're going to add Squared Up. Squared Up by Cotton and Joy Patterns. And it's a there we go. There we go. She is still doing them. Oh, good. I'm glad, Melissa. I have not had the opportunity, because I've had so many projects in here that I haven't really had the opportunity to look for any new project lately. But I'm glad to hear she's still doing them, because she does a great job. Like, she really does. I really, truly loved hers. Like, I've made, over the course of this channel, I think I've done 3 or 4 of her project boxes. And I've loved them, because she puts it all together for you. Like, I'm pretty sure that the table runner project we were working on last week was another Stephanie Stitches box. I'm pretty sure. It was either Stephanie Stitches box or Fat Quarter Club. I can't remember. But I love that she gives you everything. They're a little pricey. I think the last time I bought one, they were like 50 or 60 bucks. But, and this was a few years ago, so they might be more expensive now. But she gives you everything. She gives you everything you need. Unlike a Fat Quarter Club box, where they give you some of it, but not all of it, and you have to go back and buy the rest of it. Like, that's so annoying to me. She gives you it all. She gives you everything. She hand cuts whatever she needs to. She gives you the cuts of the fabric that you need so that you can do the top, the backing, and the binding all together. The only thing you have to do is the batting. It's the only thing you have to provide out of your own stash, which is, I love it. Yes, she's a Burnatrex ambassador now. Yes, she is. She's awesome. I really like her. She's like one of my silent, like, I don't talk about her enough. I should talk about her more. She's like one of my silent addictions. Like, I watch her channel all the time, and I just don't really talk about it. And I should. I really should tell you guys more about it. But I do. I watch her stuff a lot. I really enjoy her channel. I really enjoy her. I enjoy the projects that she works on. So yeah, definitely. She is one of my recommended experts on my channel. If you were on the channel page and you scroll all the way down to the bottom, you'll see it there. She's one of the recommended experts. And I also have her channel as a link. If you do !Stephanie, it should give you a link to her channel as well. Fern says the quilty box was $38. You had to cut the fabric, and it came with 5 patterns. Was there enough for the fabric that they gave you? Was that enough fabric to do all 5 patterns, or was it just enough fabric to do like one of the patterns? And were they all quilting patterns, or were they different projects? Because that's one of the other things. I'm going to add this as another goal. I know, like, I'm adding so many goals to myself. I'm setting myself up for failure here by doing this, but I want to do one. Learn how make a bag. I want to learn how to make a bag. I know, it's silly. Like, I know that that's like been the big thing lately, is everybody's making them, and I know Terry is one of our experts, and we're gonna ask for her assistance here soon. My moderator Terry, she's one of the experts. Yes, Terry, I'm with you. I love it. Thank you for throwing that link up there. I love it when the kit comes with everything. It just makes things so much easier. But I want to learn how to make a bag, because there have been times where I'm like, dang it, it would be... I'm like, dang it, it would be really nice if I had a nice, tote bag to carry this stuff in. So we're going to learn how to do that this year. If you guys have a great pattern for that, I think a couple of you have sent me patterns before that would have been easy enough patterns. And so I think I have a couple of them in my stash already. But if you have a pattern, send it to me, because we're going to learn how to do that this year. That's going to be a project for this year too. And one of the other things that I'm going to add on here, and this one's going to be a really hard one for me, guys. I'm going to be great videos for beginners. Oh, Teresa is awesome. Yeah, I'm sorry, Tiffany Teresa is awesome. Yes. Tiffany is great. She's as a fantastic teacher. She does a great job as well. She's another one. Be careful with cutting. Okay. Kathy says, I would love to learn how to make a bag. Me too. Me too. I have all of the stuff in my stash. I have the interfacing, because I made a Halloween custom for my daughter one year, and it came with this, and I had to have that stiffer interfacing. So I have it already. I just need to make a bag with it. I have all the fabrics. I have a crap ton of fabrics in my stash. So I have all that. So I have the stuff. I just need to make one. I just need to find a decent pattern and make one. So we are going to be doing that this year for sure. 100%. So Sweetness has some free patterns as well. Okay. Well, here, I'm going to write these down. So Sweetness patterns. And then somebody else said... Biney patterns. What are by Annie patterns? Is that what you're talking about? Patterns. We can look at those. Tiffany. Quilting Life. I'm just writing these down. I don't even know if you guys can still see them on the camera. I'm gonna... Hang on. Let's scroll. Oh, I don't think it's going to let me scroll. Hang on. Yep. Okay, so flip back. Oop, flip back. There we go. We're going to grab the bottom. I can't do this. Oh, that was way wrong. Sorry about that. That's not what I wanted at all. That's not. I'm going to go down this way. Ooh, it's going to be really big for just a minute there. I'm going to scroll down. There we go. Just wanted to make sure that like you guys can actually see what I'm typing here. I only want a tote bag pattern. Not necessarily. Eventually, I would like to get to a point where I'm actually making myself like a carry-on bag. Like an overnight bag is what I'd really like to get to a point where I'm making. But first, I figure we start small. You know, we'll learn to walk before we can run. Yes, Terry, I think you did send me some patterns before, and everything you guys send me, every pattern you send me, I save into a file on my computer, and then when I'm looking for new ideas or I'm planning things ahead, then I will go into that file. So I do apologize if you've already sent me something, and I may end up using that. But if you have new ones or you have more, send them to me again. I'm collecting ideas right now, so if you guys have a great one, yes, I've made a makeup bag before. The makeup bag I've done before. You guys saw me, I made that little pencil case before, so I've done that before. That one wasn't really, there was no interfacing in that one. It was just fabric with a zipper. So there's that. But I would really like to make something that's a little stiffer. I'd like to use that interfacing if I could. But I would like to try and at least make a tote bag. Something that like I could put some books in, or like a small quilting project in. Maybe my cross stitch. I'd like to put my cross stitch in there maybe. Something like that. So something in that size range, you know, like this, you know, for now. To start with, and then depending on how we like that, we might upgrade to something larger. But eventually I would really love to be able to create myself an actual like suitcase bag, like an overnight bag is what I'd really like to be able to create for myself. I'd like it to be kind of patchy, and I'd love to do that with some pockets and stuff, but that is running for sure. We want to walk before we run, so I figure we'll start with something small and a little bit easier to work with, and it's kind of still quilty. So if you guys have pattern ideas, send them to me. Email me, sewnotanexpert@gmail.com. Send me your pattern ideas so that we can start planning this. And now if I have questions, I'm going to come back to you with some more questions. If you guys have made that pattern before, send me pictures. Tell me how easy it was, how difficult it was. You know, what extra pieces of extra things you needed to do to get it. So yeah, for sure. Fierce Kitten makes bags. Ooh. Sorry, I'm missing some of the chat here. Give me a second. So that's one of the ones I want to learn how to do for sure. Christine's Home Affairs makes a lot of bags. Okay, well, let's add her name on here. This is just for research. Christine Home Affairs. Okay, reference. Fierce Kitten. I'm just writing these down, guys, for right now so that I can do a little bit more, you know, research on them. You know, who knows if we're going to use any of those or not. We'll have to wait and see. But that's where I'm at right now. So let me scroll down. There we go. About 5 years ago, I made a small quilted bags for the girls in my granddaughter's Girl Scout troop for their cookie money. Oh, so like little bitty ones. Terry says I will send you links. Awesome. Thank you, Terry. This is why you're one of my moderators. Terry is one of our experts for sure. I know she used to make quite a few bags. And I think Sandra makes a lot of bags too. And all of you do. So, yes, by Annie. Okay, yeah. So then I did type it. Yeah, I did type it in correctly. Okay. So yeah, send me what you've got. We'll go through it. Maybe we will make those. Maybe we won't. It just depends. But again, everything you guys send me, I keep in a little file on my computer, and I try to organize it by what it is, whether it's a project, whether it's just a single pattern block, things like that. So things like that. So I'm really excited for that. But that's one of the things I want to learn how to do. One of the other things, we are making a huge goal list this year, guys. Like, we have set our goals high this year. One of the other things I want to do, and a handful of you have asked me about it, and it's something that we started on the channel, like, way back when, gosh, I think it was the first or second year of the channel. But one of the things that we have done, Pinterest has lots of free patterns. I get lost in Pinterest, if I'm being honest, Fern. Like, I see so many amazing things on Pinterest, and I get lost. I really do. I mean, don't get me wrong. I know they have a lot of free patterns. They have a lot of great ideas. I get lost. Like, I go off on, I end up with really lofty goals. So I try to stay away from Pinterest because I get lost. Naomi, thank you for throwing up that link there. That's the link to my email address. Send me emails. Send me your ideas. And this is not just now. This is all the time. If you guys have an idea of something you want us to see on the channel, you want to learn how to do something else on the channel, you're trying to figure out how to do something, send it to me. Susan says, I was given a By Annie bag kit that I still need to make. By Annie. I'm going to put a note on there that says kits. So maybe a kit would be easier for us. We'll have to see. We'll have to check that out. Okay, so that's one of the goals that I have set for myself is I want to make a bag this year. At least one, maybe more. We'll have to wait and see. One of the other things I want to do this year, and again, this is a personal goal for me, but I'm bringing you guys along with me. I'm bringing you with me. Come along with me. Crap, I forgot what it was already. I want to learn how to make a bag. Oh my gosh, it was like in my brain and now it has left. Oh my gosh. What was it? Alright, it'll come back to me. It's fine. One of the other things that I would really like to do this year, and I tried to start to say this about before, but I kind of got distracted a little bit, but there's a project that has been in the back of my mind that I have prepared for many years. And it is a very deep personal project of mine that I have not had the courage to work on. I bought the pattern, Jesus, almost 5 years ago. I have the fabric. I got that almost 5 years ago. But I have yet to put it together. And that is a memory bear, or multiple memory bears for my dad. For my dad and for my grandma. And I have flannels. After my dad passed away, my stepmom said, come over to the house, take anything you want. And so one of the things that I beelined to was my dad. My dad was he was a flannel guy. Like that's all you ever saw him wearing, were flannels and t-shirts. And so I grabbed a bunch of his flannels. So they're worn, and I put them in a garbage. Sorry, I'm like getting all emotional already. I put them in a garbage bag, and I put them in the garage, and I said I'm going to make memory bears out of these. And I've seen a variety of different ones to choose from, and I purchased a pattern, so I have it here. Let me show you what I've got. I don't know if it's the one we end up using, if I'm going to be honest, but I have it. It's buried in the back. Like I've literally buried it under everything that I have here. I purchased this pattern back in 2019, and I don't know if we're going to do it or not, but there's the pattern. So I've had it. I just haven't done it yet. I haven't not had the courage to do it. But we're going to do that this year. So I'm going to add that to our list of things. We're setting very lofty goals for this. These are either single project or full-size project pieces that we're looking at this year. We may not get to all of them, but hopefully we get to some. Susan says she's got to take off. 6th day of Christmas, it's time to go to church. I understand, Susan. Thank you so much for joining us today. Happy Sunday morning to you. I hope you have the great rest of your week. Happy New Year to you. I hope you have a fantastic New Year's. Next week, we will be back again. Later live stream starting a 30-minute later because we are doing the breakfast with our kids. We're going to continue to do that with our kids, but hopefully we'll see you next week. Excuse me. Yes, Terry, bags are not hard. I know that. Table runners are also fast projects. I do so many table runners, Fern. Like, that is my go-to. I have so many of them in the works. So, yes, those are fantastic. Oh, my God, I have hiccups. We can do those pretty quickly, table runners. We can turn those around pretty quick. If you guys have been on the channel for a while, you know that we make quite a few of those. Fern says, I need to make 3 memory bears for my sister. She lost her husband in September. Oh, I'm so sorry. Teresa says, I did a memory quilt for my mom from the economy block, FPP, because I'm not a bear person. I am a huge teddy bear person. Huge teddy bear person. Like, that is one of my favorites. So that's why I wanted to do memory bears. And I've seen a variety of different ones to choose from. Like, I've seen people use, like, the collar, the cuff on the wrist for a collar and things like that. So we're going to get creative with it. I've got I went overboard, and I think I have like 8 or 10 of my dad's flannels because I'm like, I don't want to screw this up. So we have plenty to work with. So that's going to be an ongoing goal or an ongoing project on the channel, but it's definitely something I want to do this year. The first step, though, is obviously transferring these pattern paper onto actual fabric, because if I'm going to be making multiple of these, there's no way this tissue paper pattern pieces is going to work for me. So first goal is going to be transferring the pattern over to regular paper or regular cotton fabric. So I have to buy some solid white cotton fabric for that. I'm sure I have enough in my stash to do something with, but I want to do a solid white for that. Yes. Terry, I understand. Yeah, it's going to be a hard and emotional project, and that's why I've been putting it off. But you know what? I really want to do it, and I actually wanted to do it last year. I wanted to do it. I would really like to make myself one and one for my sister. And then maybe even my daughters too. I don't know. But it's going to be a hard one. And that's why it was like, I've been putting it off forever, but I'm like, you know what? You guys giving me the courage. I know that you guys are going to be here to encourage me. And so I feel like if we put it on the list, we will do it. So that's why it's going to be on the list. I'm just not ready yet. Judy, that is the exact reason why I haven't done it yet. 100%. I my dad's flannels, and I have not been ready to slice into them yet. But I need to be. Like, I need to be. And we'll see how far we get. Like, I am fully expecting myself to get to a point where I set it up on the channel. We get the thumbnail ready. I sit here in front of you, and then I just break down into tears. That is my expectation for this project, and we probably never go back to it. So that is the expectation for the project, but that's okay. Linda says, "Wow." I'm like, Linda, don't you worry. We're not doing anything. We're just chatting today, so don't you worry. Terry, I understand. And then, like I said, I wanted to do one for my dad, and then I also want to do one for my grandma. My grandma passed away. I snagged a couple of her moo-moos. My grandma was huge into moo-moos. Like, that's all she ever wore were moo-moos. For those of you who don't know, they're like either zip up and down, or they're buttoned, but they're like basically really long robes that you can wear as pajamas as well. My grandma used to wear them as pajamas. And that was like her thing. Like, she always had moo-moos. Like, that was her thing. Like, that's what I remember, you know. So I actually have 2 of them. They were fairly new. They weren't too worn out. But I have 2 of them. They're hanging in my closet. So that's another. And they're really soft terry cloth material. So they're going to make great teddy bears. So I'm excited for that as well. Busy doing my family genealogy and lost track of time. No, there's no problem with that, Linda. No problem. Moo-moos. That's what I call them. I mean, I don't know what you're supposed to call them. What is the real name of them? Somebody help me out. House coat, maybe? Maybe it was house coat. Maybe that's what they're called. But I called them moo-moos. I have no idea where I came up with the name moo-moos. But that's what they were called. I think it's called a house coat. It's zipped up. Dusters? Yes, it could be a duster. Yeah, that's true. I love moo-moos. Kimono. Maybe. House dress, dusters. Yeah, any of those, yes. My grandma used to wear them all the time. Those were her pajamas. Like, she didn't have pajamas on underneath them. Like, that's all she wore is pajamas. But, yeah. But I called them, they were called moo-moos. Cobblers. Cobblers, yeah. Those are the ones with the short pants, right? With the fluff, the pants. Caftan. Wow, look at all the different names. But anyway, so I have 2 of those for my grandma, and then I also have some of her babushkas. Again, I'm dating myself. Handkerchiefs? Is that what you guys call them? Scarves? I call them babushkas. I don't know what you're supposed to call them. That's what I called them. That's what I was taught. I think, I want to say scarves. I think they're scarves. I have a couple of those, so I wanted to use those as like neckties on the teddy bears. But yeah, so... We had strange names for things, I guess. Yeah. My first word, kid you not, swear to God, first word when I was a kid, babushka. That was the first word. Like, my kids, it was Bubbles. That was their first word, was Bubbles. Both of the girls. Mine, babushka. Why? I don't know. But that was the first word. So crazy. Your grandma might have had a moo-moo. Yeah, moo-moo. That's what I said. They called them moo-moos. Handkerchiefs, yes. Cobbler's had snaps, and it was more like a cover up for your top. Had 2 pockets for me. My tissues, lol. I only wore them when I was pregnant. My grandma used to work for a manufacturing company. She was the shop foreman, and she called them smocks. Maybe that's not what they were. They were usually long sleeved, and they usually had snaps or buttons, and they had 2 pockets right here, and she'd wear them over top of her clothes, and they were a little bit of a thicker material, but they weren't like a lab coat. She called them smocks. I don't know what they were called, what they really were, but she used to buy them, and just babushka. Yes, Terry's so excited. I know. I'm an old soul, okay? I can't help it. But my grandma used to wear these. She called them smocks, but I don't know if that's really what they were. But they were like these. They had a collar on them, and they usually had buttons or snaps, and they had 2 pockets right here, and they were usually long sleeved. And she would wear them over top of her clothes as kind of like to protect her clothes from things. And because they worked with a lot of solder, she worked for a circuit board making company. And at that time, there wasn't a lot of... it was more made by hand than it was by machine. I know I'm dating myself. But she used to do the soldering irons. And so the solder would always, splatter and things like that. So she would wear these shirts. So then that way the solder wouldn't get on her clothes. I just remember her pockets always being filled with like the little pieces that you see on circuit boards. I don't know if you guys have ever seen a circuit board, but like they have the little connectors and stuff on them. And she would have all of those in her pockets. And I cannot tell you how many soldering irons she had in her home. Like every time they would start to go bad, I don't know why, but she insisted on bringing them home. She had so many in her kitchen drawers. I'm like, when she moved from her house into her townhouse, she has like drawers full of soldering irons, like just full of them, and we don't understand why. But bush cuts, yes. Smocks too. Okay, good. Yes, soldering metal. Yes, looks like mercury. Yes, exactly. Yeah. So she had. I just remember her pockets being filled with all these little pieces of like the little connectors and stuff, and it was just so much fun. So yeah, she used to wear those. So I don't know if that's kind of the same thing as a cobbler. It sounds like it's pretty close. But yes, my grandma called them smocks, and she had tons of them. I soldered something this week. LOL. That's awesome. It's been a really long time since I've seen a soldering iron, to be honest. But yeah, so that was the department that she was part of was they did soldering. I don't know what they did. They did a lot of soldering, so I just remember that. She took me to work with her a couple of times when I was a kid, and I remember the one time she put me to work on the assembly line, and I was like, I get to work on the assembly line. I put screws in a bag. Took 3 screws, put it in a bag, folded the bag, stapled it. It did that. I think it was like 8 or 9. I thought it was the coolest thing in the world. But anyway, hardworking people. Kudos to all those hardworking people out there. So like I was getting back to that. So I have my dad's flannels, and I have my grandmother's muumuus, and I also have a couple of her babushkas. So we're gonna try and do something with them. Again, same thing. There's a lot of stress. Hardworking nanas, yes. There's a lot of stress and anxiety over cutting into those things because I have a very limited supply of them, and I need to make sure that I don't screw it up. So I know I have a lot of extra flannels for my dad's stuff. So having to let go of one of those as a tester, I'm okay with. And that's kind of what we're going to see how things go. Like, we're going to make one. I might even go out and buy a flannel just so that I don't ruin any of my dad's, just to make sure that we can do this before we move into it. But yes, exactly, Fern. That is exactly what I'm going to do. Is I'm going to use the babushkas as a scarf around the bear's neck. So that's the plan. And then the 2 muumuus that I have, they have a little embroidery on them. So I'm kind of hoping to be able to put that like on the stomach of the teddy bear. I have all these lofty goals. We'll see if it actually pans out. I don't know. Muslin and make a test one. Yeah, Judy, that's kind of where I was thinking of going along with it too before we start to like really. But at the same time, I want to have the experience of cutting up a shirt to do it. So I don't want to just go buy regular fabric. I actually want a shirt to work with. So I might actually see if I can go over to like the Goodwill or something and see if I can find a flannel just a cheap flannel at Goodwill, so that if we cut that up and we have to make different pieces out of it, because I honestly don't know how many bears I'm going to be able to get out of one shirt, or what pieces of the shirt I'm going to be able to use, things like that. So I might actually just go to like Goodwill and get one, see if I can find one somewhere, just to kind of to work with as a tester before we cut it up into the real stuff, because that's a limited supply. I only have so many of those to work with, so we might do that. Making a test run, yeah. So that's one of the projects that I'm hoping to put on the channel this year, is the memory bears. Oh, now I remember what it was, and I'm gonna write it down before I forget again. So give me just a second here. Now I remember what we were talking about before. See, I knew it would come back to me. Some of you have asked about it before, and way back when, a couple years ago on the channel, I started a series. It was a video series on the channel called The Block Party. And basically what it was is each video was based on one single block from a book. It's called 100 Blocks. Whoa. Let me see if I can find the book. I've got it here somewhere. I'm just not 100% sure where I stashed it. Oh, here it is. And a couple of you had started to do it with me, and I truly appreciate that. I really, really do. It's called the 1,000 Blocks book. This is the book. And so I was picking out blocks from this book, and we were making one block from the book. This is a variety of different techniques to choose from. It's not just paper. It's not just pieced blocks. It's some of it's paper piecing. Some of it's what's the word I'm looking for? Applique. There's pieced, mixed technique, foundation paper piecing, and applique in here. And so, as you can see, I have all my flags. I've picked out all kinds of blocks that we were going to make. And the dark blue are ones we've already made, and the light greens are ones that I wanted to make. And so, we did this once before on the channel, and then I went from a pre-recorded video platform to a live stream platform, and I never went back to this project. And a couple of you that are new, have been with me from the start, were really interested in this project, and a couple of you actually joined in on the project with me, and I truly, truly appreciate that. And so you've asked me about it, and you've said, are we ever going back to that? And my answer was always yes, but I don't know when. And so next year, that is one of the things that we're going to do, is once a month. I have so many goals. Once a month is the goal. We are going to grab one of these blocks. Now, I am throwing so much. I mean, there's only 4 weeks in a month, and I only do 4 live streams in a month, but I'm hoping to actually throw some more. We're going to have our After Dark editions in there. We're going to have some Wild West Wednesdays in there. I'm probably going to throw another during the week stream, and I can't do every week because it's a little crazy for me, but I can do, twice a month I can do a different day of the week. So we might pick a Tuesday, and do this project on a Tuesday. But we are... Hi, Rita. Good morning. She says, wow, finally able to catch a live stream. Well, congratulations. I'm so happy you're here. Welcome back to the channel. Thanks so much. I know you've been able to catch our Saturday streams before, so I appreciate that. But yes, Sunday morning, 10:30 a.m. Central Time. We're right here. Welcome back. So we're going to go back to this project. So if you guys are interested in joining this with us, here's the name of the book. It's called 1,000 Blocks. It is by... It's a pretty expensive book. It's by Quilt Makers. It's a pretty pricey book. I'm not going to be honest. I'm not going to lie. It's going to be pretty honest. I'm going to be pretty honest. Now, unfortunately, because I am taking these out of this... I am taking the patterns out of this book. I'm not going to be able to share the exact patterns with you. I'm not going to be able to share the cutting instructions with you as we're going through them. So if you guys want to follow along, you will unfortunately need to pay for this book. But this is what we're going to be doing. Now, if you go on our channel and you go through the playlist, you should be able to find one of the playlists that says Block Party. I think it might say Block Party Challenge. It might say Block Party. I don't remember exactly. But there is a couple of blocks in there that we have already put together. If you want to put those together on your own, you are welcome to do so. You don't have to. We're basically going to start this project over again. We're not going to put those blocks together. We're going to make new ones. But the idea here was that we'd make 2 blocks, 2 of each block, and then at the end of the year we would be able to make a full-size quilt with it, either adding sashing or what have you. That was the idea. Unfortunately, it didn't pan out quite the way I wanted it to, but we're going to move that platform from a pre-recorded series to a live stream series, so we're going to be able to start working on that. So if that is something that you guys are interested in joining me on, this is going to be a quilt along project. At least I'm hoping that's the idea, but you do have to purchase the book in order to do that. The majority of the blocks that we are going to be making can be made with your stash. You don't need to go out and buy special fabric for these. Each of these blocks, I was not intending the blocks to even match each other. The idea behind this was to try and use up some of my fat quarter stash that I had, and some of my my scrap stash. So if you guys have a really big scrap stash or fat quarter stash that you want to use up, this is a great way to do that. Now I will tell you that the book comes with a CD on the back of it. It comes with a CD. I don't even know if you guys can see that on camera. There's a CD on the back. So you do need to be able to access the CD in order to get some of the patterns off of it. Some of the cutting instructions. Like if it's a pieced project, a paper piecing project, or an applique, you do have to be able to get the information off the CD. So you do need a computer that can access the CDs. If it turns out that you don't have a computer that can access CDs, but you have purchased the book, as long as you have purchased the book, and you can prove to me that you have purchased the book, because I'm not going to try and share something that's published unless you've done it. But if you have purchased the book and you don't have access to the CD, I can share that information with you via email, but you will need a printer. So there is some caveats to this one. Obviously, you can just come hang out with us as we make it. But the idea behind this one is to actually be a quilt along. So if you guys are interested, there it is. There's the video. Thank you. Check your stash. See if you have it. If you don't, but be prepared to see this one come up on the channel. Like I said, it will probably be a during the week thing and not a weekend thing. So I know that a lot of people are not available during the week, and that's fine. I totally understand. They will still be available as a replay on the channel if you want to keep up with us. But it'll probably be a during the week thing. I'm thinking like a Tuesday. I don't know. We'll see. I have not made any plans for any of this yet. I'm just writing them on our goal list for right now. But this is the book. So Block Party from the Quilt Maker's 1000 Blocks book. We're going to be picking that project back up here soon. And I'm never going to be able to get this back in here. There we go. So yeah. Block Party. Okay. Kathy says, I definitely have that book. Well, good, Kathy. Then you'll be able to follow along with us. Fern says on Amazon. $20 on Amazon. Perfect. Perfect. Yeah, it's not super expensive. You know, and if you guys go back to the previous videos, again, this was a couple years ago. I think Terry posted a link to the Block Party videos. So if you're interested in following along with that, it's a little bit pricey. You do have to pay for the book, and so I do apologize for that there is a little bit of an expense for you guys. But you're going to be able to use the fabrics in your stash, and we are going to get back to that. So I haven't not picked out any of the blocks yet to do. I know Brenda, I know she's not watching today, but I know she was definitely one of our followers way back when it first started, because I remember her posting pictures and telling me about which blocks I should make next. So I know she's been asking about that. But we are bringing that project back. If you guys want to catch up with the other blocks, you absolutely can, but you do not have to. That is completely up to you. But Terry posted a link to the playlist for that. I think, I want to say we made like 3 or 4 blocks. It wasn't a whole lot of blocks. But we're definitely going to be picking that back up. And to the book. Great, thank you. Hardcovers in the 30s. You don't need the hardcover. I mean, that's completely up to you. Like I said, if you guys don't have access to a CD player for a computer to download it, but you can prove to me that you bought the book, I will be happy to share those things with you because I can download them on my computer, save them to a PDF, and then email them to you. But I'm not going to share it to anybody that cannot prove that they bought the book because that's a personal thing for me. I don't want to be doing anything because it's a book, so it's copywritten, and so I'm not going to be dispersing that without Brat 46, the snail trail block. I do have that one in there. I believe that one's actually in the book as well, so that may be a block that we're going to be putting together as well, so that'll be fun. So, but that's a personal thing for me. I don't like sharing patterns that that have been published unless I know that you have it already and you just don't have access to the equipment you need to access it. So if you guys can prove, if you don't have access to a CD player, but you do have the book and you can prove to me that you have the book, then I will be happy to email you whatever pieces you need from that CD for sure. But that's going to be something that's going to be coming up here soon. I'm going to try to get it into January. It might have to wait till February just because there's a lot of prep work involved to get it through. So the idea here with that project, and I can explain it more when it comes up, but I think what I'm going to do, is that I will let you know, just like I do now, when we put up our thumbnails. When I put up the thumbnail for that project for that month, I will let you know which pattern we're going to be working on, which block that I've chosen for that month, and then I will probably tell you like the page number that it's on, things like that. And then the idea is that you will need to have the fabric cut before the video starts, because otherwise if we try and cut the fabric and make the block all at the same time, we're going to run out of time. So I think that's how it's going to work, is that I will tell you guys ahead of time, that month when the video is going to be and what block we're going to be working on for that month. And then all you guys have to do is make sure that you have your fabric cut up and ready to go whenever we do that live stream. And it's probably going to be a during the week live stream because there's a lot on our list here. So, but that one is coming back for those of you who have been asking about it. It is coming back. I know that a lot of people had it, so it sounds like a handful of you are already excited and going to join in, so that's really great. I'm excited for that. And like I said, you should be able to, because these blocks are fairly small, you should be able to use your scrap fabrics or your stash to do that with. You shouldn't have to buy any fabric for that. And again, the idea here is those blocks don't have to match. So you don't need to go out and buy some beautiful, group of fabrics in order to make all these blocks match. They're supposed to be scrappy. They're not supposed to be the same colorways or different colors. They're just supposed to be whatever you've got in your stash. And so I tried to do that. And so if you guys see the blocks that we've made before, you'll see that each block has a different set of colors and a different variety of things to choose from. So it's going to be a little bit of creativity. But if you're the kind of person that can't do that, I understand. But I have no idea how much fabric you're going to need if you're going to try and go out and buy the fabric for this, because I don't know what blocks we're making yet. So, but that'll be fun. Denise says, I have the book. I purchased it in 2022. Do I know where it is now? No. But now I have a reason to find it. Teresa says, I have a whole lot of stash to get rid of, so that will work. Well, that is awesome, Teresa. Yeah, I think all of the blocks that I made before, I used fat quarters for. So if you guys have a fat quarter stash, that you've received from this channel or anywhere else, that's probably a great way to start. But I'm thinking scrap pieces is going to work fine too, because the pieces, I think the largest piece we ever did, I want to say these blocks are 10 by 10s. The 10 by 10s are, well, here, let me grab them for you. Hold on. Hold on. Here. I have them right here. Let's see. Block party. I made 2 of each block, and it looks like there was only 3. I know it wasn't a lot. So, let's see. Okay, so here's one of the blocks. Yeah, so these are 12 by 12. Let's see. 12 by 12 blocks. Excuse me. So all the blocks are 12 by 12. There's one. And then... Oh, I had 4. Here's another one. And then here's another one. But you can see all the pieces are pretty small. So you really don't need any big chunky pieces. You should be able to use mostly your... This one was a paper piecing. You should be able to use a lot of your stash. Your stash or your scraps even for this. So this one I still have the paper on it. I have to pull the paper off for that one. So yeah, so that's what we're going to... So if you guys want to catch up, if you want to make these 4 blocks to get you started... Terry put a link to the playlist for them. It's just these 4 blocks. There's not that many here. Let's see. This one's probably got the biggest piece in it, and it's the square block, and I think that's a 4x4. It's a 3.5 maybe. So the pieces are not very big. So if you have scraps that are, you know, like this one, these pieces are a little bit bigger, but still, you should be able to make it with your scraps or your stash for sure. 100% for sure. So, but you can see none of the blocks match. And that's the whole idea, is they're supposed to be scrappy. They're not supposed to match. They're not supposed to get along. They're not supposed to be from the same colorway. That's the whole point. Okay? So we're going to pick that back up. I'm going to try for January. I'm really going to try for January. I have to actually sit down this week and go through my schedule for January and start scheduling out my stuff. So, yeah. Fern says Thrift Books has it also. Good. Yes, Terry, there are 1,000 blocks in that book. I swear to you, we are not going to make all 1,000 blocks. No. But we are going to try and challenge ourselves a little bit. Sorry. I just got walked away. Sorry, I just got up and walked away. But we are going to try and challenge ourselves a little bit. Like, I would really like to learn how to do some of the applique ones. I would really like to. So we might challenge ourselves a little bit. We're gonna learn together. That's gonna be the goal of, or the theme for next year. Is we're gonna learn together because I want to learn how to do a lot of things. So Block Party is coming back. So that's gonna be really exciting. If you guys want to go ahead and make those 4 blocks ahead of time, you're welcome to. We may or may not end up using them in the final product. The idea is to do 12 blocks throughout the year, and then in December. We'll probably do a sew along where we put them all together as a quilt. We'll see. And as a 12 by 12, 12 times 3 is 36 by 48. So it'll be a 36 by 48 if we don't put any sashing in. So I think we'll probably do some sashing in there to make it a little bit bigger. So that's going to be the idea. It is going to be a quilt along or a sew along project. We'll see how it works. We'll see how it goes. But we are bringing it back. So a lot of people have asked about it before, especially a lot of the people that were started with this channel with me. So we're gonna bring that one back. So that's gonna be a lot of fun as well. Yeah, I mean, check your quilt stores, check Facebook Marketplace. Amazon has it for $20. It's a little pricey. Hold on. My daughter's trying to get on Netflix. Hold on. Give me a second. Dance in the music for a second. There we go. All right. Looks like I've already got some emails, so thank you for those. People sending me different patterns and stuff and ideas, so thank you very much for that. Netflix, are you traveling? Every single time my daughter, she was at school down in Peoria, and every time she signs into Netflix, it tells, because I think she's on a different, I don't know. Every time she signs into Netflix, it like asks me if I'm traveling. She has to get the sign in, so I'm like, it's fine. So I sign in for her all the time. So one day, both of the girls are graduating this year in May. So it's going to be really exciting. So we're going to have a lot going on in May. I'm probably going to do a graduation party for them. I'm not planning to do any kind of quilting or sewing gifts for them for graduation, but who knows? You never know. Things might come up. We'll see. Anyway. All right, so we are just about at the end of our live stream here, and we have, look at this list of goals here, guys. My goodness. So let's just go over them really quickly, make sure we didn't forget anything. Just ordered the book. Joyce, that's awesome. I can't wait. I'm super excited. I'm really excited that all of you seem so interested in this. A lot of people were interested in it before, and it was totally my fault. It was one of those things where the pre-recorded series, they're just so much work. And so that's why I dropped it. That's really all it was. And now that we're on a live stream platform, I want to go back to it. I want to bring it back as a live stream. And I'm really excited to do this whole so long thing with you guys. It's going to be a lot of fun. Because that's the whole point, right? It's supposed to be fun. It's not supposed to be work. It's supposed to be fun. So anyway, so here's some of the goals that we have set for 2025. Much bigger list of goals than last year, but that's okay. We're going to get there. So the first goal is obviously to hit 1,000 subscribers. We'll see if we get there. I think we should be able to. Like, we're at, like, what, 655 already? So I don't think that's going to be a problem. So the 4 projects that we're going to be starting this year are Puppy's Project, or Swirling Leaves, the Annie's Norfolk, that's a block of the month project, so we're not going to be starting that. It sounds like it's only 9 months, so we'll probably add another block of the month in there from Cotton Cuts or something else. And then the Squared Up by Cotton and Joy Patterns is the Stephanie Stitches project. So those are going to be our 4 big ones. Linda, I'm pretty sure I said hi to you, but if I didn't, I'm sorry. Hi, Linda. Welcome back. We're going to finish 4 whips from our stash. I don't know what those 4 are, but I know I have at least 4 still in there, so. You have that exact same number of subs right now? Well, that's exciting for you. Congratulations. Yeah, your channel's blown up, and I find it absolutely amazing. I've been keeping track of all you lately. For those of you who don't already, make sure you go over and follow our moderator, Terry, and Kathy as well. Kathy's another one of our moderators. Make sure you follow them both. But Terry has been doing this really cool thing. She bought a quilt frame. It's not a big one. It's a little one. It's a little tabletop one. So it's for smaller projects and not necessarily for full-size projects. But she's been taking us along on this journey of learning how to use it in her and the things that she's learning from it, and she's kind of communicating that to us and telling us, like, hey, I forgot to do this, or I did this, or I switched this out, or I moved this. So it's been great, because Terry, that's one of the things I kind of want to look into myself, and that's one of the things Mama Joyce has been actually helping me look into right now, is a quilting frame. You know, her and I have been talking about, you know, getting a long arm, because when she found out how much money I was spending sending my quilts to the long arm, she's like, oh my gosh, we need to get you one. I'm like, walk before we run. Let's start out slow and walk before we run. So yeah, I can't wait to see how you do the throw size. Yeah, so we're looking into a quilting frame, and you know, yours is, so I'm kind of living vicariously through you and learning all the do's and don'ts from you, so I really appreciate that. And the videos are like 3 minutes long, which is like just enough for my attention span. It's like perfect for my attention span. Like 10 minutes is perfect. Like, I don't know why, but so if you guys are not already, make sure you go check out Terry. She's doing a fantastic job over there teaching us how to use the new quilt frame. She also puts together, she restores vintage sewing machines, which is amazing, and she's working on some other fun projects. So make sure you check her out. Same thing with Kathy. Kathy's channel, I have so much fun watching Kathy's channel, because Kathy's channel is like a quilt retreat every time you watch it. Hi, Brenda! Brenda, you are going to be so excited. You got to hang out just for a second, and I'll show you why you're going to be excited. But Kathy's channel is so exciting because it's like a quilt retreat every time you watch, because she brings on a lot of really fun friends, and they make some really fun projects, and they chat all day long. So it's like you're sitting in their living room with them, hanging out with them. And so I absolutely love that format. I love the way she does her live streams. It's so much fun. She's just such an amazing person. So make sure you check them both out. It was a lot of fun. Yes, the bag for the So Powerful bag. Yes. Yes, Brenda, I'm so glad you're here, because I'm really excited to show you something. So anyway, so we're going to hit the 1,000th sub goal. That is one of our goals. We're going to start those 4 projects. We're going to finish 4 whips in our stash. We're putting in a puppy cap. I told you guys before, I'm upgrading some of my equipment thanks to some gifts from Christmas. So we are going to be moving some things around. We're going to put in a little puppy cam. That's just something fun and silly. It's not really a channel goal, but it's going to be fun. Website. I want to get a website up and running. I have the domain already done. I've purchased that. I own it, so that's good. But I want to get a website together so that I can kind of share some more information with you guys. Maybe start sending out a newsletter. Who knows? I don't know where it's going to go, but I'd like to at least get a website up and running a little bit. I want to learn how to make a bag, and you guys have already started sending me patterns for different bag ideas, so thank you for that. That is going to be on the channel sometime this year. Maybe we'll make more than one. Who knows? Maybe I'll catch the bag bug and we'll all be making them. I don't know. But I want to learn how to make one, so I've written down some channels, some guides, some things to look into to try and plan that out. So you guys will see that here on the channel. Memory bears. We will be making a memory bear. We're going to be learning how to make a memory bear. I'll probably go somewhere. Terry says, I have a website. It's blank. LOL. Lots to do in the new year. Yes, I'm really setting my goals really high this year, so we'll see how things go. But we want to try memory bear, one for my dad, one for my grandma. I'm probably going to go, it just popped in my head, but I'm probably going to go buy a flannel from a thrift store somewhere just to use as a test to make sure that it's going to work for us before I start to cut into any of my dad's shirts or my grandma's shirts. So we'll probably do that. And then Brenda, this is why I was so excited to see you come on the channel, is because the block party, I know you've been asking about it. The block party is back. We are going to be starting again probably in January. I'm hoping in January. We're going to be making the block party videos again, but this time they're going to be live stream as opposed to pre-recorded. And I was explaining to everybody kind of what the idea was before. A lot of people have already bought the book. Or they've said they're going to buy the book, and so they're going to be sewing along with us. So it's going to be another sew along. It's probably going to be during the week, not a weekend thing, but probably during the week. And I know you've been asking about it, so I wanted to make sure that you knew that it is coming back. The block party is coming back. So I was really excited. I remember that you were one of the ones that was following along with me, so I really appreciated that. Anyway. Yes, Terry, it is always good to have goals. You know what? We may accomplish all of these goals. We may not. But that's okay. The whole point is to write them down. So then that way, if we're ever at a point where we're in a lull or we're not sure what to start on next, we go back to the list and it tells us what we need to move on to. So I'm sure we'll be adding more things to this list as we go along. I still have a couple of other things that I want to add to it later. Yay! My kit is all together ready. Good, Brenda. I'm really glad you're excited. Yes, I'm really excited too. I was just telling the folks here that we're not part of that original. Oh, hi, Lucy. My gosh, I didn't even see you pop in there. Hi. It's so great to see you. I feel like it's been forever since I've seen you. I'm sure you were looking, but hello. I was just telling all of our new friends that when we first started that, it was a pre-recorded series. And it was just the recording of it. The recording and editing was just too much for me, and that's kind of why I stopped. But how much fun it was! You know, like we would pick a block, and then we'd make two of that block, and then the idea was that we'd make this quilt, and so it was a lot of fun. And so a lot of people have been in chat and they've purchased the book, or they're gonna see if they have the book already. So it's really exciting. So. So yes, it is back. Yay! Block Party's back. We have 4 videos in the Block Party playlist already. And then once we start getting more, we'll throw them into that playlist as well. So don't worry if you don't have the book yet, or if you're not sure how this is all going to work, or things like that. Denise has got to take off. Bye, Denise. Thanks so much for hanging out with us today. Happy Sunday morning to you, and Happy New Year to you as well. Do not own one quilt book. Maybe I will get this one as a goal. Well, Terry, that's completely up to you. You can always just hang out with us, too. It's okay. You can just hang out. The blocks are fairly easy to make, so if you're kind of one of those crafty people and you can write your own patterns, you could probably figure it out pretty quickly. They're not really. I try not to pick any more super difficult ones because I can't handle anything that's super difficult. But I do want to challenge myself a little bit this year. You know, when I first did that, it was a couple of years ago. I really had no idea what I was doing. I was still trying to learn how to do everything. So I'm excited. I'm excited to get back into it and see what my new skills, see how much my skills have improved since then, and how much more confidence I have with these blocks. So Yes, I absolutely love the blocks of the fabrics we've made so far. Yes, 100%, Brenda. So thank you for that, hanging out with me on that, and being so patient with me, because she kept asking. She's like, is the block party coming back? Is the block party coming back? It is. I promise it is. It is now. It's on the list. It's coming back. So I'm really excited about that. But anyway, guys, we are just about the end of our live stream here, so I wanted to take a quick second just to thank all of you. This is the very last live stream for 2024. We're going to start 2025 brand new. We've got a whole list of projects that we're going to be working on. We are, of course, going to be finishing up some of the ones that we have already started for 2024, but I'm really excited and looking forward to the next year. This channel has seen has made huge strides this year. I mean, we reached our 500 subscriber goal, which is huge for the channel. It opened up a whole bunch of new things. Obviously, we'd like to try to get to that 1,000 subscriber goal. We've got some new members, so that's a whole new challenge of new fun things that we're doing. So things like that. I'm probably going to try to at least schedule maybe one Zoom call. I don't know. We'll see. A virtual retreat for the channel. We'll have to wait and see. I don't know how we're going to do it yet. I have so many ideas in my head. I just, like I said, I need to write them down and think them through. So lots of fun things, but lots of fun projects are going to be coming up. I wanted to give you guys a list of what we're going to be working on, so that if it's something that you want to join in on, you can go ahead and get stuff ready. The puppies one, yes, Terry, a little bit. The puppies one is a big one for me. That is one that we would definitely be starting right away. I do have to get background fabric for that one, but I'll probably have that before next weekend. So I'm excited for that. So that one will definitely be the next one that's on the channel. The Annie's Norfolk Wild Meadow, that's a new block of the month. It's a new company that I've never worked with before, so we're going to have to wait and see how that goes. Maybe we like it, maybe we won't. It is definitely more expensive than Cotton Cuts, though, I can tell you that for sure. But maybe it's worth it. Maybe it's not. I don't know. I guess we're going to have to wait and find out. The website is going to be a great place for me to be able to dump a lot of this data for you guys, because I try to include a lot of stuff in the descriptions of the videos, but I don't always remember to do it there. I'd like to have a place to put all of the information about the projects we're working on, about my equipment. I'd like to have a place for like a sign up, so you guys can sign up for my birthday club, so that you guys can communicate email addresses and things like that to me. So that's what the website's going to end up being. At least that's the idea. We'll see if it pans out. Who knows? One of the other things that's not on here, but I want to go ahead and quickly add it over here with the website, is new logo. I've teased you guys about it before, but that's one of the other things that I want to plan for this channel. I love the logo we have. There's nothing wrong with it. But it does kind of limit me into the amount of merchandise that I can offer you guys. Like, I'd love to have a baseball cap. But I can't do that, a baseball cap, with the logo that we currently have, because it has too many colors in it. So I want to get a new logo design that has less colors, still has color in it, but has less colors in it, so that we can go get some new merchandise available for you guys to choose from. The coffee cup is awesome. I love it. The one you guys get is a little bit different. It's got designs on both sides instead of in the front like this. But I love the coffee mug. You guys have seen me. I use it every day. I try and stick it in a lot of my pictures and stuff. That's how I made it onto Cotton Cuts website. That's so exciting. Things like that. So we're gonna try and do stuff like that. So, but anyway, I wanted to thank you guys so very, very much for hanging out with me, spending every week with me. Now, maybe not every week, but whenever you're able to, hanging out with me, learning new things with me, being my friend. I truly appreciate that. Every single one of you, even the lurkers who I don't necessarily get to talk to on a one-on-one basis through chat. I need you guys to, I want you guys to know just how very, very much I appreciate you hanging out with me, learning from me, sending me your emails, sending me your messages on Facebook. Facebook is not going away. We're going to continue using that. I'm hoping to be a little bit more involved with that this year. That is another one of my little goals. I love mine. I made a pincushion with it. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, I made a pincushion out of it. Oh, that's cute. Made a little pincushion out of it. That's really cute. But I wanted to thank you guys again so much for hanging out with me. You have no idea how much this channel, and I've mentioned it 1,000 times before, but how much this channel has done for my mental health. Just, I can't even explain to you how much it has done for my mental health. Just so much for my mental health. It has, I don't want to say forced, because that sounds like the wrong word, but it has encouraged. It has encouraged me to come in here and let go of my daily stresses and let go of my corporate stresses and you know, my personal stresses. It encourages me every week to come in here and let go of those things and focus on something and focus on my creativity and kind of just let my mind go and let my mind wander. And it really allows all of that stress to just kind of be decompressed. You know, it's amazing. And I truly appreciate the fact that I've been allowed this platform, this YouTube platform, and that you guys show up every week. I mean, it just floors me that you guys are willing to spend time with me. Like, I know that sounds terrible. It sounds like I just like myself, and that's not true at all. Hi, Shirley. Welcome back. She says, as a lurker, I totally enjoyed your channel. Oh, Shirley, thank you so much for popping in there and saying hello. I really appreciate that. And thank you so much for being a lurker. I truly enjoy it. Yeah, but this has just been so amazing to my mental health. And I hope it has helped you guys too. And I know I say it a lot and I say it all the time, but I want you guys to understand that this channel is not about making money. That is not the goal of this channel. That has never been, and nor will it ever be about making money. Yes, I do encourage you guys to buy merchandise and become members and things like that. And I do, you know, I do mention that you are able to make tips if you want to, but that's just to help fund new projects. That is not to pay my salary or my equipment or anything. I'm going to do these things either way. So I'm going to do them whether you guys make donations or not. I'm still going to do them. So I don't ever want you to think that, you know, you're buying me a new house or a new car. That's not happening. That's never going to be the case with this channel. This channel will always be about spending time with friends, hanging out with you guys, and maybe making something fun in the process, but about learning this craft, enjoying the craft, enjoying the art behind it, enjoying the techniques behind it, and hanging out with you guys and just letting go of all of our daily stresses and our everyday things. And we all have them. We all have stresses. We all have, you know, you guys, I don't remember if you guys remember, but last year I had some horrible plumbing issues at the beginning of the year. God, I'm hoping that doesn't happen this year. Knocking on wood. But, you know, this channel is really what helped me work through that. Just being able to go into the sewing room, turn the radio on or turn the camera on and talk to you guys. So you have helped me so much. And so I can't express to you how much that means to me and how truly grateful I am for you guys and hanging out with me so much. You know, we've brought in a couple of new moderators this year because we needed it, because, you know, Lucas was going to be busy and he's just been fantastic and I truly adore him. He's been just an amazing contributor to the channel and I really appreciate it. Same thing with Terry and Kathy. Thank you guys so much for being here every week and trying to make every single live stream, and you truly do an amazing job. And Terry has proved that she is the troll, the whack-a-troll champion. So thank you for that. I think we've got that pretty well under control now, but thank you for being that whack-a-troll champion. I really appreciate it. So thank you guys so much. I can't wait for next year. It's going to be a lot of fun. Our very first stream is next Sunday. We're going to be 30 minutes later than normal because we do have breakfast with our kids. But we are going to be hitting the ground running. I'm home this week. I'm good for something. You're good for a lot of things, Terry. But Whack Troll was a lot of fun, actually. It was a little bit of fun. You know, it's just been such a great time here. Teresa says, like I told Donnell, for us that do not have guilds, we can join. We like the videos and the people to hang out with. Yep, Teresa, that is exactly it. That is exactly why I started this channel, is because I don't really have a guild that I can join during the... my new name, Wackatoe Terry. There you go. Because I don't really have a guild that I can join, at least during the time frame that allows me to do it. So this is my quilt guild as well. So I love that, Wackatoe Terry. That's funny. Yes, Shirley B. Yes, so sweet. Yes, thank you. Thank you to all of you so much. All right, well, I'm going to let you go. I'm sure you guys have things that you need to get ready for. Please, everybody, have a very safe and happy new year. From Mr. Wizard and I, we wish you both a very happy new year. He's got a bunch of stuff that he's working on too, and we'll see what comes about with that as well. Oh, I never flipped the camera back over. I'm sorry. There's me. Sorry. I meant to flip the camera back over as I was talking about this stuff. I'm sorry. But anyway, guys, thank you again so much. I will see you again next week where we are going to get started on this new list. I'm going to go ahead and print this up and we're going to get going with it. So I'm really excited. I'm going to have to take that chat box down because it's just annoying me. Like, I cannot get it to do what I want it to do. But anyway. All right, friends. I will talk to you soon. Bye for now. Have a great weekend and we will see you again very, very soon. Bye. Happy New Year.